Hello there everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. It is episode number 5 or 6, I'm not too sure, of Planet Coaster, and we are back in the park where we left off previously at the Dragon Quest. And as you can see, the wear and tear status of it is very bad at the moment. So what we are gonna do is jump right into the action, and we are gonna fix up the fantasy district area and the main area over here as well. So what we are going to do is set up the staff for each and every district to be set up more efficiently, as right now it is not efficient at all. So when we go over to staff and over to the mechanics tab over here, we can see that we've got 2 mechanics who have to go fix about 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they have to fix about 6 rides. And the commute time between each and every job is quite long. So say for example that a mechanic has to fix up the Venetian carousel and then he walks all the way over to the Uzuwuzu. That will take a very long time, and as you can see, the wear tear of all rides are quite bad. So what we are going to do is fix that up today. So we've got our mechanic Radek Clancy over here, and their roster assignment is set to free roaming, which is not what we want. So what we are going to do is add in a new work roster, which is going to be the main area over here, this one over here, and this one over here, and then we can add in all the buildings like so. So this is the main area, and the main area will be done by 2 mechanics, as well as the fantasy district over here, which will have 2 mechanics roaming around it as well. And let's create this the main area work roster. Save it, and we will assign our mechanic to the main area work roster, both of them, and we will hire 2 new mechanics as well. So let's go over to the plus, and we will add in 1 over here and 1 over here. And we are going to create a new work roster again. This one over here, yeah, this should be good. So this is the fantasy district, and we can add our mechanics into the fantasy work roster like this as well. So one thing we can also do is train our staff to make them more efficient and better. So we are gonna do that right away. But when they are trained and they level up, they need some more money in order to work more efficiently. So we are gonna give them some more money when they are when they have trained enough. And now I'm gonna go over to each and every ride and make sure that the maintenance tab is set for every 10 minutes, and this one as well every 10 minutes, as that will be the best for every ride. Okay, great. And I'm gonna do the same for the staff member who are working in the shops. So each shop has to get about 2 staff vendors who are gonna work in shifts here. So let's do that real quick. So we've got 5 shops, and that means we need to have 10 staff members. We right now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means we need to hire about 3 more. Or actually, no, 3 should be enough. So what we are going to do is go to roster assignment and make the first 3 fantasy, or the first 4. So we're gonna have 4 people here, and then main area, we have 3 shops in here, so we need to add in 3 more staff. Let's do that real quick. And we have 2 janitors, and 1 will be working in the main area and 1 will be working in the fantasy area like this. No, we do not have a security guard yet, so let's add 1 in over here, and let's add 1 in over here, and they are gonna work in oh wait, what? And we've got 3 now. Delete you. Fantasy, and this is gonna be the main area. So let's see, we've got 10 staff members working in the main area, and we've got 8 staff members working in the fantasy area. So let's see if we've got enough capacity for our staff building. go over to here. No, we do not. So let's set this to 7. Wait, how many people were working here? Yeah, 7 should be more than enough, as there will always be 3 inside of our shops over here. And it's very rare that 7 people will go into our staff building at once. And this one over here has a capacity of 6, so that should be fine. Okay, so there you go. That's great. So now that we've got that out of the way, we can continue with the next thing, and that is, yeah, we are going to do some more decoration of this part of the fantasy district. This part, you know, I think that it's too close to the Uzuwuzu Q building, and too close to this building over here as well. So I'm thinking of redoing this part and maybe shifting it over more to this side over here. So yeah, you know what? Let's do a new time lapse, and I will move everything over to the right and decorate it right away as well. Alright everyone, welcome back into this world. And as you can see, I have done quite a lot in the time-lapse, but I've also added in this little building over here, which hasn't been shown in the time-lapse, as I actually went onto the Steam workshop and I downloaded a bunch of assets so I could place them down in here myself, and I didn't have to build more custom buildings, as you know, they are really time consuming. So we've got one over here, a Head's Fantastic. This isn't a workshop build, but this one over here is, and it fits in very nicely. I've gotten in a Gold P, a vending machine, as a lot of guests in our park were thirsty, and they still are. We've also got a ATM, where people can get their money from, as some guests were running out of money as well. And I've also added in a little cottage just for scenery decoration. I've added in this build over here as well, which took quite a while to create, and you can see that I've gotten my inspiration from this building over here, and I think that this little town square looks pretty awesome in the end. The restaurant right here is doing alright. We've got 18 tables, as I've added in some more expansions in this building over here. So there are 2 expansions over here and 2 expansions in this building over here as well. So that means we've got enough room for 18 people in our restaurant. As you can see, it's now making a loss, but I think we are quite ready to get more guests in here, as the prestige is going up quite nice. So yeah, so one thing I added in here was a fence, but I forgot to save the game, so the fence got deleted, and yeah, the fence isn't really interesting anyway, so we will add that in later. So moving on to this side over here, I also added in a little dark spooky tree with a fire going on inside, and I think it looks pretty great in this forestry area over here. And I also added in some dragons to the dragon quest to make this ride more complete and pristine. And as you can see, when it's nighttime, it is absolutely stunning. You can see a sleeping dragon over here, and we can see a eating dragon over here as well. And I like the lamps, especially on this dragon. It makes it look very ominous and creepy looking. And I think it looks pretty nice. So in the end, I'm very happy with how the dragon quest has turned out, and I think it looks great. Let's reset the time over here. So moving on, I've also cleared an area over here, and as you can see, it doesn't look great at the moment. It's very circular and not that interesting. But what we are gonna add in here is our teacups ride, and as you can see, it fits in here quite nicely. So we are gonna add it in like so. And we are gonna add in a cube, which is gonna go around it, probably like so. And we have to get a path from all the way over here, through this area over here, through the Uzuwuzu, into our teacups over here. And this teacups ride is going to be the extension of the fantasy area into this hill over here. And yeah, I think this will do for the fantasy area then, but I'm not too sure yet. I'll have to decide later on. So there's one more thing that I have done, and that is managing the staff members. I have upgraded them all as much as possible, and as you can see, I've got a lot more upgrading to do. And yeah, this is gonna be great. So I'm gonna upgrade them to the maximum, of course, as this will make them work more efficient and better. And also one thing that I've noticed is that when we go to the dragon quest, you can see that the wear and tear is pretty extreme on this ride, and the reliability is pretty low in the time of building. This build over here, it's actually broken down by 5 times or so, as we've gotten a lot of chain lift. So that means that this ride will break down even quicker than all the other rides that we have inside our park. But that to me isn't that interesting at all. We still make a profit out of this ride, even though it says we are making a loss out of it. But yeah, no, we are still making a profit out of this ride, if I'm right. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it that way, because this ride is just too awesome to fiddle around with. Multiple staff members have a low workload. Well, good for them. So what we are gonna do now is add in a little path going around the Uzuwuzu, and we have to make sure that it doesn't remove any of these supporting beams, as that doesn't look too great if there's something in here without a supporting beam. For example, on this bit over here, which we in the future will definitely add in some supporting beams in here ourselves, as it definitely looks very odd that we do not have a supporting beam in this whole area over here. It's way too much talking. Let's just start the time lapse, and we will connect in the path onto our teacups right away. And we're back with the last thing that we have done today. The teacups. Teacups is now open. Let's get rid of that 6. Teacups is open, and as you can see, it's looking beautiful, and people are walking all the way this path to come to our teacups. And as you can see, wait, there's no one here yet. Let's speed it up a bit. We can see people. Oh, what? Excuse me? I'm not paying this much. How expensive is it? 450? Is it really expensive? Okay, let's put it at $4. Maybe then more people will come. But anyways, the queue looks pretty awesome. It's just spinning around the teacups. And we will add in some decoration in the next episode. As well as that, you can see that the path going towards the teacups has been decorated very, very nicely. We've got a very, very cool lake here at Uzuwuzu, and it looks beautiful, especially with all the rocks on the side. And I've also added in a bunch of trees to give it the Fairytale looks, and you know, I like it very, very much. So let's see if anyone wants to ride our teacups already. And it seems like everybody is not willing to go onto the teacups. Which is very sad. We've got 4 guests in total, which isn't that great. Let's see how the Uzuwuzu has done. We have had 7,666 guests in total on our Dragon Quest 840. On this one, 9,000. The Wild Blue, 1,700. The Venetian Carousel is doing great also. We've got the Whirly Rig, which has done great also. So yeah, it seems like nobody wants to ride our teacups, but yeah. The only way we can fix that is definitely by adding in more scenery, so that people are willing to pay that more money. But in the meantime, that's about it for this episode of Planet Coaster. Please leave a like, subscribe, and as always, I'll catch you guys in another video. Goodbye. Just banged my head right into